helpful the Mirrors video would be, especially with it being a new service. We knew that it was like something that everybody was kind of had questions about, especially with the end of Disney Magical Express. Yeah. But we didn't know how helpful it would be, and so we appreciate you guys visiting the channel and giving us. I mean, it feels like that video is super helpful for you guys. So with that said, Sunshine Flyers, I always get it wrong. Like I have to mentally think how to say it.
Is it like a tongue twister?
It's a tongue twister, but I think I always kind of mix it up with like the sunset like drinks.
You want to make it a cocktail?
Yeah.
A Sunshine Flyer should be a cocktail instead of a motor coach service.
But we knew that it would be helpful for you guys, especially since the response for the Mirrors. And so,
since it opened up just here in February.
Yeah, like a few days ago, we decided to send you and one of your BFFs on a mom's trip. And as you can tell, Erin's not talking a lot on this one because she sounds like this.
The nanny. Oh.
I wanted to say that she partied too hard, but she just had a really good time.
We didn't party, it was a mom's trip. We just had a good time with
when mom goes out. But this is kind of the video to set up Sunshine Flyers. And how do I say this? We aren't those people that when you're at a restaurant and you get like a medium well steak and you order medium, we're not sending it back. We're just gonna endure it, tip well, leave, and never come back to the restaurant. That's who we are.
We're those passive people.
Yes. And that's exactly what we're gonna be doing with Sunshine Flyers. we ordered a medium steak and they gave us a medium well, and we're never going back.
But we are going to let you know about our experience, because to preface what you're about to see, I mean, it wasn't what we had hoped for.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the online experience. The online platform is pretty simple to navigate. Like it's exactly, I'm not saying it's the same API or the same form that you fill out for Mirrors, but it does allow you to put your flight information, the time. It doesn't auto-populate like Mirrors, so that's like if I was to put a tally towards Mirrors, it would be Mirrors auto-populates based off your flight number. Sunshine Flyer does not. But also, the one thing that I found a little bit, honestly we found a little bit confusing is you pick a hour window of when your flight arrives, not when you think you're gonna get there, but like when your plane arrives, and then that is your bus transport time. I mean, did you get on the bus on the right time? Like
we walked up, and fortunately we were loading at the time that we arrived, so we didn't have a long wait time, but you'll see we had a little bit of a confusing wait time.
Yeah. Second thing is, what we realized is while trying to make this part of the video, I did some screen capture stuff and realized that you need to book everything 96 hours or like 4 or 5 days out, where Mirrors, I came right before we started to film this, we could immediately book for tomorrow. Now, we didn't go in and check out and all that, but it seemed to let you through from a platform standpoint pretty on. So, and I think that that is based off of Sunshine Flyers is just starting out, and it doesn't have the staffing or the capability yet to do that.
They don't have the same amount of traffic coming through that Mirrors probably has from the previous Magical Express patrons.
Yeah, the customer experience.
So there's probably fewer buses and fewer transports at this time. And it's currently the same price as Mirrors. For our family of 4, it would be $118 round trip for Mirrors or Sunshine Flyer.
Well, and what's also, if you kind of compound that, because of this bus transport, they only run from a certain window. So what we're realizing is it's like first thing in the morning to like probably like 10 at night.
Late evening.
Yeah, late evening. Also,
but Mirrors runs 24/7.
Yeah, which is super helpful, especially with the way we sometimes travel. We travel in like
late night flights.
11 o'clock, 12 in the morning, like just so that we can get to the park. So that's like another win for Mears. The other thing is, what we realized is I was trying to book, and you'll see this in the screen share, I was trying to book for this Thursday and realized that I landed at 8:45 and they didn't have any of those blocks available. So the first bus transport was 11 to 12. So it feels like a little bit of a guessing game on if you book, you need to do it way in advance, and it feels like there are certain times that are probably more popular and they don't have the amount of buses. So, but other than that, we got a QR code. We got the same experience once you check out, pay. It just, we were limited on the options on the online side. So what's gonna happen now is you're gonna kind of share with us the journey of moms exploring Sunshine Flyers, and
yeah. So in the footage you'll see me getting to meet up with Rachel and hopping on our Sunshine Flyers bus. It was a little rocky, but I'll let you see for yourself. So I've landed at the Orlando airport. I took a very early morning flight. I have to correct myself because I don't have the kids and I don't have the husband. I'm not doing a solo trip. I'm doing a trip with one of my best girlfriends, Rachel. And it's gonna be a mom's trip and it's gonna be amazing. She actually just landed, so we're gonna go fly her before we hop on Sunshine Flyer today. We got to try Mears Connect last month. Sunshine Flyer just opened up February 1st. So we're gonna check it out and see how it compares to Mears Connect and RIP Magical Express. There she is! It's Rachel! We made it. We're gonna go to the left, I believe. There's Mears. Ooh, we came a whole lot further than I thought we did last time. A lot further than we did last time? Okay, I do not see Sunshine though. It's just Mears. Okay, so the part that I didn't get to capture here was there was no signage once we got to the bottom level directing us to Sunshine Flyer. We initially walked towards the Mears section, quickly noticed that there was no Sunshine Flyer presence, so we went the other direction and we knew that we would eventually find them. There was no signage. There was a gentleman in a blue polo with a clipboard that said Sunshine Flyer, and he pointed us in a direction to walk a little bit further. We saw a group of people, no formed line, just people hanging out in the nearby seating. And then we eventually ran into another gentleman with a clipboard who asked us our name and checked us off and sent us out the front because he said our bus was actually here, which was exciting. We knew we would be boarding quickly. However, we got checked in by other people 2 more times, and there was a little bit of a guessing game as to who was boarding which bus out of the 2 buses that were there. Okay, so Rachel, you've ridden Magical Express before, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then I rode Mears with the family in January, and it seems like a very comparable experience, same location, similar signage, but, sorry, we're paying attention to what's going on because it's not very clear. There is no signage There are a few associates. There is no official check-in other than a checklist. The ticket that I have has not been scanned. I'm not really sure which bus we're getting on, when we're getting on. I don't have a time frame that somebody's gonna come check in. We've had three different check-ins? Yeah, three different check-ins. Nobody's quite sure which bus we're getting on quite yet. They're still figuring that out. So, as of right now, Mears is winning. So, not really grouped together, drop off like Mears was, but I imagine that's because Mears had a lot more traction and transition before Magical Express ended. But we are scattered all over the place. We've got some resorts near Magic Kingdom, some resorts near Epcot, some near Hollywood Studios-ish, and maybe even Animal Kingdom. So I feel like there's like one from each area. So they estimate about 45 minutes till everybody's dropped off. So let's get going. That's us. We're here. I mean, it was just much more, the arrival and the boarding, much bumpier than Mears. Right now, I'm gonna give it like the return on Friday, but
a couple days to get some kinks out. Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe. But as of right now, for the same exact price, I would book Mears again in a heartbeat. One great thing about Sunshine Flyers is that they do have text message notifications to inform you of when your departure bus is supposed to arrive if you activate your text notifications. So the previous day I got a notification letting us know that our bus was going to arrive at 5:45 a.m. So we woke up bright and early and made our way over to the same bus stop that we got dropped off, same one that Mears drops you off at, and Magical Express as well. But on our way over, we probably still had about 5 or 10 minutes until our departure time. I got a text message from support asking if we still needed their services. Turns out the bus had arrived early and was already expecting us to be at the bus stop. Luckily, the bus was in sight. I'd let them know that we were right there and on our way. We loaded up. Our driver, loved our drivers. They were very cordial. He let us know that we had one more pickup at Polynesian, and we headed that way. We got to Polynesian. They no longer needed Mears services, or it was early again and they might have missed the pickup. I'm unsure, but nobody else loaded. So it was the two of us on this giant motor coach, which was great. We didn't like run up and down the aisle,
like you do,
but very tempted. So got us to the airport about 3 hours before,
which is standard. Mears does that too.
Right, just making sure you've got plenty of time to check your bags, to go through TSA, and to get to your gate. So we had more than enough time, and it was a great experience going back. I felt informed, but overall, that arrival was so bumpy and unorganized, and they just weren't in harmony. And just having such a wonderful experience with Mears, I expected them to bring something competitive, bring something equal, if they were going to compete with one of the most magical places on earth.
Well, and what we thought was going to be cool is like Sunshine Flyers are branded very well. Like they kind of play off the 1920s train, and there's even a joke that one of the bus drivers says in the video of like, oh, we don't have signage because the 1920s didn't have signage, which it kind of makes you realize that the staff realizes they're lacking in a little bit of ways. Do you remember that?
No.
Like, yeah, he, like, as you're walking off the bus, like, that's one of the things he says. And, but their experience, from what you're telling me, the branding is really good, but the experience is not that great.
If this had been my first time, I would have been very confused and anxious by the lack of signage, the lack of direction, the lack of confidence that the staff had to execute and get people loaded onto the buses. This isn't the quality that you expect from something that is associated with Walt Disney World. So when we travel again, if we're taking a motor coach from the airport to Disney World, we're going to be using Mears Connect.
Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. Our plan is to do 1 or 2 more of these transportation videos, especially since Disney is kind of in limbo and changing some of the way they do transportation. They're actually about to launch like a private car service.
Cars, limos. I don't know that we've got that kind of.
We're definitely not going to ride a limo to Disney World, but we may hire a minivan. But hey, we can't wait to see you next time as we kind of explore this experiment this year.